Good news! I've got some time off work. Bad news, I'm off work because I'm suffering injuries. Good news, I've got the time to devote to playing games. Bad news, it's actually very hard to play games with an injured wrist. Good news, Hearthstone is in open beta and I can play that. Bad news, Hearthstone is in open beta and I'm not entirely sure why anybody would want to watch this when they could be playing themselves. But there you go. Anyway, Hearthstone! Yay! If you don't know what Hearthstone is, it is the new World of Warcraft based collectible card game, not a trading card game because you can't trade the cards. So it's a collectible card game from Blizzard that is now in open beta, so you can download and play it for free from Blizzard's battle.net. Yeah, I've been playing a little bit. It's been very difficult. I've actually had my wrist bandaged up the last few days, and I really can't play much at all. But I can push a mouse around the board and click a few buttons here and there when necessary. So that's a good thing. Are you going to play Arena? Arena. Oh yeah, it's in here. The Arena, right there. See, I've never actually played Arena before. I've basically gone through the tutorials for this game, which you do in practice mode. We'll get there eventually. There we go. I've got a couple of decks, but you have to basically unlock all these decks and play with them, level them up, unlock all the basic cards. I've done that. You get some gold, which is the in-game currency, because it is actually possible to get all the cards and play this game completely without ever spending a penny. I have, however, spent more than a penny, more than a few pennies actually. I bought some cards. That was fun going through that. But what really interests me about this game is Arena. And so I thought, what better way to get into playing Arena than to do a video. So here we go.
Ah, you're new here. Let me pay for your first run through the Arena then.
Oh, wow, it's free for the first time. I didn't know that. However, that's always good. I had enough money, enough coins there for a couple of runs. It's 150 gold a time normally. But the first one's going to be free, so thank you, Mr. Innkeeper. Okay, so what you do in Arena is you choose one of the classes that it offers you. Each class has its own special hero power and own special cards. And you choose one of those, and then you're granted like a whole load of random cards that you have to select from to make up a deck, and then you play in a sort of mini tournament against other people using other randomly generated decks. So I like Priest. Anduin Rin the Priest. We're going to choose Priest. So his hero power, restore 2 health. So yes, we'll choose that.
Pick a card to add to your deck.
And then you can see we offered 3 cards at a time, and you pick that, and then you offered 3 more, and you pick that, and you build up the 30 card deck. I appreciate that you might not want to sit through this, so it should be on the left hand side of the screen around about now, a button popping up to let you skip this draft. For everybody else that actually wants to see the draft, the selection process, then fine, don't click the button. That's great. But if you don't want to see this and just want to get straight to the action, click the button. It's there now. It should be quite nicely highlighted for you. Okay, so our first picks. We've got an Alarmo bot, which is not a bad card. It lets you swap that if it's on the field with one card from your hand. Not great for Arena though. We've got the Orshanai Soul Priest, which turns my healing power into a damaging power, which is a pretty good card actually. And the Violet Teacher, which is whenever you cast a spell you get a 1/1 apprentice. That's also a good card, especially for a priest, as you get a lot of extra creatures because priests use a lot of spells. However, it's a choice here. I think. Oh god, I mean they're both 4 to cast. They're both 3 attacks and 5 health, so they're pretty evenly based on that. I think we've got to take this Soul Priest while we get the chance. Because it can be very, very useful.
Keep it up.
There we go. Okay, what do we got here? The Dark Scale Healer. It's a 4/5 for 5 and restore 2 health to all friendly characters. That's actually a very good card. The Bluegill Warrior is a Murloc, little fish dude, absolutely useless because Murlocs are only good if you're playing all Murlocs, and of course you can't guarantee to get all Murlocs with random selections. The Stranglethorn Tiger, a 5/5 for 5 to cast stealth creature, is again a very good card, but I think we'll go with the Dark Scale Healer because it's just going to be more useful. Okay, Young Dragonhawk, a 1/1 for 1 to cast. Wind Fury, which means it can attack twice a turn. Not so good in an arena draft because you can't be guaranteed to get any cards that will work with it. And it's very easy to kill. We've got on the right hand side here the Frostwolf Grunt, a 2/2 with Taunt. Taunt means that enemies have to attack taunts before anything else. Really, it's not a very good card at all. In here or anywhere else. If you can come up with a good combination for it, fine, but it's very easy to kill. Venture Mercenary seems like not a great card. I mean, it's a 7/6 for 5 to cast. That's good. But all of your minions cost 3 more. That's seems like it would be a real problem, and in a lot of situations it is. In other situations it's actually pretty good, because if you're playing a card that doesn't have a lot of creatures, then you know you're not too worried about it. I think between all these I might take the Venture Mercenary just because it's better than the other ones. Okay, what do we have? A Light Spawn. This minion's attack is always equal to its health. That can be very, very powerful if done right. Inner Fire is change a minion's attack to be equal to its health. So it's basically the ability this has in another card, so you can put it onto anything. And then we've got Murloc there. Like I said, Murlocs are useless. So it's a choice between these. And currently I have some big cards already. So I think for now I'm going to take the Inner Fire. Okay, well we have a Kobold Geomancer, gives you extra spell damage. Not the greatest on Priest because his spells are generally buffs rather than direct damage spells, but it's not a bad card. 2/2 for 2 to cast with spell damage, that's not bad. Ironforge Rifleman, a 2/2 for 3 to cast with deal 1 damage to anything when you play it, because that's a battle cry. Not brilliant. You can get a 1/1 for 1 to cast, which does the same thing. It's an expensive creature for not a lot of actual effect. Stormwind Champion is a 6/6 for 7. Everything else you have gets +1/+1. That is an amazing card. We'll take that. The Bloodsail Raider is Battle Cry. Again, when you play it, it gains attack equal to attack of your weapon. I'm a priest. Priests don't have weapons. Therefore, this card is useless. On the right hand side, the Dragonling Mechanic is Battle Cry is summon a 2/1 mechanical Dragonling. That's pretty good because that gets around things like having that Venture Mercenary. Because while this costs more, the extra one doesn't. So that's not bad. This, however, Shadow Word Death is a priest spell. Destroy a minion with attack of 5 or more. See, that's why having spell power wouldn't be good here, because it doesn't do damage, it just destroys it under certain conditions. However, this is a brilliant card, and this will finish off any of the late game things. We'll take that. Again, another Ironforge Rifleman, for the same reason before, is not very good. Holy Smite, on the right hand side here, is very good. 1 mana, deal 2 damage. That's a good ratio. In any cards where you're looking to get about that ratio, for every 1 mana, you really want to be able to deal 2 damage. Unless it's a creature, then you're looking on overall stats. But that's great. This, however, the Northshire Cleric, is one of the best cards in the game. It's a 1/3 for 1 to cast. You can play it on the first turn. It's got 3 health. There is almost nothing in the game which can take that out in the first turn. They are going to be spending a card, at least 1 card, normally 2, or a creature and a card, or something like that to take this out. And whenever a minion is healed, I get a card. Which, obviously with a priest, because I've got a healing ability, I can heal any of my creatures, and including this, and get cards from it. This is a great card in any situation, in any deck. So we'll take it. Okay, what do we have here? Circle of Healing. Restore 4 health to all minions. Now, again, with the Northshire Cleric, you could draw a ton of cards, because that doesn't just work on mine. Is whenever a minion, that's any minion, mine or the opponent's, whenever anything is healed, that you get a card. So with this gives everything healing. Not brilliant for the actual ability of it. Combined with the Northshire Cleric, however, can be a phenomenal combination. You can just fill up your hand from nothing. Otherwise here we have another Murloc, Tide Hunter. It's a 2-1 that summons an extra Murloc. It's actually one of the few Murlocs you might consider taking in an arena deck because it has something that's useful. However, not that useful. And this card, the Boulder Fist Ogre, is a great card. 6 to cast, it's a 6/7. No card text, which means there's nothing bad you can do to it. You can't silence its card text off to drop its value. It is what it is. It's just a basic 6/7, 6 to cast. Now I think what we've got some higher cast stuff, but we're going to probably end up with a lot of lower cast stuff being a priest. I think we'll take the Boulder Fist while we've got the chance. Circle of Healing, it's a nothing to cast. It's a throwaway card. It's pretty good. If we get a chance for another one, I might take it. But for now, we're going to take that Boulder Fist. Here we go. Right. So, we've got another Dragoning Mechanic, the one that summons another one afterwards. Good card. Gnomish Inventor, it's another 2/4 creature for 4 to cast. Its Battlecry Draw a card is good. Just the one card, it's not great, but it is good. Drawing a card is always good. However, we've got another chance for a Light Spawn. And we can't pass that up now. We passed it up last time. This time we have to take the Light Spawn. Ooh, rares. Okay, so we have here the Sunwalker, 4/5 for 6 to cast. It has Taunt, again it has to be attacked first, and it has Divine Shield, which will prevent any damage attack on it once. That has to pop the shield before it goes through. So you could throw 15 damage at it, and it would just pop the shield. It'll be fine. This is a great card. Expensive, but it's a great card. The Abomination also has Taunt, and it has a Death Rattle, which activates when it dies. It'll deal 2 damage to everything. 4/4 Taunt, it's not great. It doesn't survive very long, but then it's not supposed to, because it has a Death Rattle. There's a card that you want to die, and the Taunt means that everything has to attack it. It's actually a very good card. I'm not so sure at this stage whether we want to take it. The Demolisher is a 1/4 with the 3 to cast. It's not great stats, but it has at the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. That can be brilliant. You stick it behind a Taunt so it can't be attacked. It just, every turn, just smashes something. It just really, really does a lot of damage over time. However, sadly, we don't currently have any Taunt, and we kind of have to take some Taunt. I think we're going to take the Sunwalker because it is a great card. Okay, another Boulder Fist Ogre. Would be nice, but we've got a lot. Look, a 7, a 6, a 6. We can see it on here. But a 7, a 6, a 6, 5, a 5. We've got some high-end stuff here already. Again, the Frost Elemental is not bad. It's a 5/5 for 6. It's not as great. It's freeze a character, which basically means they can't do anything for a turn. It's situational, but can be useful. But again, for the same 6 mana, you can get a 6/7 rather than a 5/5. Again, though, expensive. And on the right-hand side here, we have the Power Word Shield. Give a minion +2 health and draw a card. That's a buff and a card draw for 1 mana. You're crazy not to take this card, especially when you need low-end stuff. So what we've got here, a Soulbreaker, a Spellbreaker even. Its battle cry is to silence a minion, remove its card text. An ancient... What am I mouse on? Jump down there. A Brewmaster, Ancient Brewmaster. Its battle cry is return a friendly minion from the battlefield to your hand. This is quite a good ability. It can be used in a number of ways to actually benefit you, or to deny the enemy kills and things, because you can bring back something that's very damaged and cast it again. However, for 4, it's a 5/4, which again isn't actually bad. It's a 5/4 for 4. That's quite a powerful card. There is, however, another card, the Youthful Brewmaster, which does the same card text, but it's a 3/2 for 2, and I'd rather have that if possible. Here we have the Silverback. As a Taunt, it's a very bad Taunt. It's a 1/4 for 3. It's not a good Taunt. It's not super difficult to kill, and honestly, it doesn't do any damage. Things that attack it, it doesn't generally kill them back. It can only be good really in a hunter deck because it's a beast, and hunters have good synergy with beasts. However, I'm not playing a hunter, I'm playing a priest. In this situation, we want the Spellbreaker because it's a 4-3 for 3. Not the great stats, but the silence is a very, very good. It's just, bam, something is suddenly no longer a threat. Okay, again, we have the Circle of Healing, which I did say will be nice, but it's going up against another Power Word Shield. On the right hand side here, we have the Oasis Snapjaw, which is situationally good because it's a beast. Hunters love it. It's 2/7 for 4. It's very hard to kill, doesn't do a lot of damage, but the beast has the hunter has things that makes beasts very good. However, I'm not a hunter, I'm a priest, so we have to take the Power Word Shield. It's just an amazing card and it gives us draw. Right, here we go. Okay, the Ironforge Rifleman. Again, still don't like this card. It's no better than it was a couple of minutes ago. Raid Leader. Your other minions have +1 attack. It's a 2/2 for 3. It's a good card. It's good if you've got a lot of taunts to hide it behind, especially, which currently, I have to say, we don't. We've got 1 taunt right now. It's also good if you're playing a lot of weenie creatures, because it just buffs them all up. If you've only got like 3 creatures and they're already big, it's not going to make much difference. But if you've got lots and lots of little 1 and 2 creatures, this can just make your army very formidable indeed. And here we have the Divine Spirit. It's double a minion's health. This card is just fantastic, especially used with a Light Spawn. This is 0.5. Use it on this 0.5 becomes a 0.10. Because its attack is always equal to its health, it suddenly becomes a 10/10 for 4 to cast, plus the 2 of this. You know, you could use it on other things. You can use it on the Sunwalker, make it a 4/10 taunt. It's almost impossible to kill. At least, you know, they'll have to run their whole board into it to kill it. And with 4 attack, it will take out most of what attacks it. We've got to take this Divine Spirit. We've got how many spells? That's a spell, 3 spells, 4 spells, 5 spells. We've got 5 spells out of 14 cards, so we've got 9 that are not spells. We're not too spell heavy at the moment. I don't really want to go above 10, 12 spells in this deck, but you know, we'll see what comes out. Okay, we've got another Power Word Shield here, and I'm almost certainly going to take that, because this one, look, Stormpike Commando, like that other one, it does a Battle Cry. This one deals 2 damage, but it's a 4/2 for 5 to cast with that. It's still not a good card. It's very situational. You can take it in certain constructed decks, but we can't pick what cards we get here. We're only given random selections. This, the Direwolf Alpha, all adjacent minions have +1 attack. Adjacent obviously means next to it on the board. Again, like the Orc that we had a minute ago, in weenie decks, this is fantastic. In other decks, not so much. It's still a good card. 2/2 for 2. It's never a bad card. Really though, we've got a chance here at a 3rd Power Word Shield. And do I want to take it? That's the question. We've got 2. I've got 2 of those and 1 Northshire Cleric, and I'm hoping I might get another Northshire Cleric for more card draw, because otherwise we don't really have a lot of card draw. This is going to be our draw. I think we'll take 1 more and hope. Okay, what do we have here? Mind Blast. Deal 5 damage to the enemy hero for 2 mana. Terrible card. It seems like 5 damage. It's decent damage, but throwing just a one-off shot 5 damage at the enemy for there's nothing. I mean, if you use it early in the game because it's only 2 cast, they're not going to care. They're going to go, well, I'm down to 25, but they're still going to kick your ass because you've just wasted a card that you could have spent on a creature that will stop you from dying. On the other hand, if you use it right at the end of the game, well, you're just going to be holding on to it. You know, you could finish them off with it, but it just means you're holding on to it the whole game for nothing, when you could have another card which is better. So this is a bad card. I don't like it. We've got 2 taunts here. 1 for 4 cost, 1 for 3 cost. The Tauren Warrior for 3 cost is a taunt within rage. It means when it gets damaged, this activates. It gets +3 attack. So if it takes a damage, it becomes 5, and then it will be 2 or 1. Is it 0? Obviously it dies. So it seems good, but 3 health, it dies. And people will take it out, especially as a taunt. They will just go straight for it, and they have no choice but to go straight for it. Not a good card. This, though, the Senjin Shieldmaster, also known as the Tazdingo, you'll probably see why when I get to play it. A 3/5 for 4 to cast, which isn't bad because you could move on over and that would be 4/4 for 4. That's actually okay, and it has taunt. 5 health is a lot to take out. It doesn't die super easy, and it does 3 damage. So anything that comes after it, and of course with taunt they're going to have to, it will probably kill or at least severely damage. We need the taunt. Sentient Shieldmaster is just a brilliant card all round. What do we have here? The Core Hound. A 9/5 for 7 to cast. 9 damage. That's incredible, right? Yeah, 9 damage is incredible. 5 health is not on a 7 to cast creature. That can be taken out by a lot of things, or just a combination of little weenie creatures. So something like this on the right hand side, the Wolf Rider. 3/1, and it charges. It could means it could attack the turn it comes out. You slam that into it, and something like a wolf, the thing's down, dead. And that's 7 mana. That's you're basically going to spend a turn bringing the Core Hound out, and it's going to do nothing but die. It's a beast, so hunters can use it well, other people can't. The Wolf Rider itself, a 3/1, it's a good card. 3/1 for 3 with charge. It comes out, it does its damage, it will die. It just takes, you basically have to flick it on the nose and it'll fall over dead. But it's good. You can just, something scary, just get it out, smack it, it's gone, and then your card's gone. It's a removal card in the form of a creature. It's not bad. This here, the Lightspawn, we've already gone through. It's a great card. I'm going to take a second one. And I'm very conscious that looking at this, I've got a lot of 1 cost, a lot of 4 costs, and a few 5, 6, not really a lot in the 2s and 3s, so we really got to look at that. What do we have here? Speaking of 3s, we've got a Raging Worgen. It's in rage abilities, it gets Wind Fury, lets it attack twice a turn, and +1 attack. So it becomes if it gets damaged, it becomes a 4/2 or 1, and does attacks twice. So you can do 8 damage a turn. It's actually a very good card if you can deal the damage to it reliably without it just dying. If you've got some way to just ping it for 1 damage, which is where those ones that cards that when you summon them they do a damage to something, you can use that with that. It's a good combination. You can play this out next turn, you bring it out, ping it, whack 'em, 8 damage. That's great. Fortunately, it's not really going to do us a lot of good here. The Dalaran Mage, another 3-cost creature, is a 1/4. Not the great stats, but it's got spell damage, meaning all my spells are doing extra damage. Again, like we said, I've got the divine. No, it's the nope. No, I don't have any direct damage spells, do I? You see, this is what I'm saying. I've got all these spells, no damage spells. Not really useful. Silence. It's a 0 cost. It's a throwaway card. It just does a silence. Literally, nothing else. It's actually probably worth taking 1 because we could always do with more silence. But I really am looking to get some more of the 2 and 3 cost cards. So I'm going to take this and then not a second one probably. What we've got here, Mind Vision, another spell. Put a copy of a random card in your opponent's hand into your hand. It can be great. It can be awful. You can spank this off and you can get something that's just perfect. You're just like, oh wow, put it down. This is a great situation. I've got an extra card for 1 mana and it's very useful. Of course, it can equally, and actually more likely, be terrible. You can draw something early in the game, because this is 1 cast. You can play it on the first turn and draw something with 10 mana cost that you can't play until the end, and you're going to have it sitting in your hand doing nothing. You could also, at the end of the game, throw it out there in desperation and pull out something like this Argent Squire over here, which is a 1/1. It's not going to help at all. So we're not going to bother with the Mind Vision. It's very situational, and too situational for this. We've got the Frostwolf Grunt, which we went through before. 2/2/2 taunt, not a great card. We might end up taking it though because I need the taunts. I've got 2 taunts so far in my deck, and we're at 18 cards already. We need some taunts. The Argent Squire, 1/1, 1 to cast. Pretty bad. Divine Shield gives it an extra life. It lets it absorb something big. You can run that into something like that Core Hound that was there. It'll pop the shield, but it won't kill the creature. And then you could finish off the Core Hound with something else. It's good to just do a little bit of damage where you need to, or finish off an injured creature and still have something on the board. It is actually not a bad card. I'm torn here. I am, because this is a lot better than the Frostwolf Grunt, but I need taunt. And I've got 3 power word shield, so I can at least boost this up to something that's going to survive. I think we'll have to take the grunt. Epics! Brilliant, we've got a selection of epics. Now, on the left here, Hungry Crab. Oh, sorry, I just have to move my wrist a bit. This is getting painful, but I think I can make it through. Yeah, the Hungry Crab is a 1/2 Murloc, although it counts as actually not a Murloc, it's a beast. It deals with Murlocs, but it's a beast. Hunters can get good use out of this, I guess. Its battle cry: destroy a Murloc and gain +2/+2. Now, if you're playing it in a Murloc deck, it's brilliant. If you're playing it against somebody who plays a Murloc on the first turn and you have this, it becomes pretty much the best first turn play in the game. It becomes a 3/4 creature on the first turn. That's exceptionally powerful. Unfortunately, the chances of anybody actually playing a Murloc or playing enough Murlocs in an arena deck is slim. In arena, it's not very useful. You only take it if you've got no other choice. Oh yeah, then we have 2 priest cards. And this one, it's an expensive bastard, I tell you. It's a 4/5 for 6. Not great as stat to cost ratio, but its battle cry of take control of an enemy minion that has 2 attack or less. Some things, if they're purely defensive, like that card with Snapjaw we saw before, the big tortoise, it's a 2/7. You could take control of that. It'd suddenly be yours. It's not a bad. It's a very expensive card though, and again, it's very situational. Here we have Shadow Form. Your hero power becomes deal 2 damage. If it's already in Shadow Form, it does 3 damage. It's a spell that permanently does what the Orchanai Soul Priest does, except slightly better. But it's not a creature. This is good to have one of each, because this, if it dies, you lose its ability. This is permanent, but it's permanent. I mean, this, if you wanted to suddenly get healing again with the Soul Priest, run it into something big, let it die, and you get your healing back. This, once you've cast it, it's cast. There is no going back. I have not seen, and I don't think there is, a card that does the opposite, that changes this back to normal. So it is a risk, but it's a 3 cast card. We need those, and it's a very good card. I play this in my constructed decks. Oh, shit. Now they're giving us a real choice. The Stormwind Knight, a 2/5 with charge for 4 to cast. This is actually a very good card. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's got good health, and you can bring it out, splat something in that turn, and still have it on the field. It really does hit a spot that you wouldn't expect it would. Good card, I like it. Probably less inclined to take it here right now with my board how it is. I'd be far more inclined to take this Senjin Shieldmaster, which is a 3/5 for 4 to cast with just Taunt. Again, we went through that a minute ago, why it's such an amazing card. I could probably do with a second one of these, but this third card, and granted, mind, it's a very expensive card. The Mind Control. Take control of an enemy minion. No, not situationally. You choose a card they've got on the board, and it's yours. This is what everybody's expecting the turn 10 priest play to be, and quite often people will expect that and hold off a minion. It doesn't mean you have to cast it on turn 10. Cast a couple other things, keep hold of it. When there's something that is good and worth taking, you can take it. Now, what we're looking at here, we're up to 3 taunts, I think, in the deck. Yeah, the Shieldmaster, and we've got the Frostwolf. That's 3 taunts. We do need more taunt, but we can't pass up the Mind Control. We need at least 1, and I wouldn't advise taking more than 1, but one of these is good. We'll take it, and we'll hope we get something else. Okay, the Silver Moon Guardian is a 3/3 for 4 to cast. It has Divine Shield. It has that ability, but the problem with Divine Shield, while it's great on something small, it's not so great on something big, because it still doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference how much health your creature has or attack or anything. The Divine Shield pops off of any damage. 1 damage. You can ping that off with the smallest thing you've got and then still take it out. This is a good card. I'm not going to say it's not. It is a good card, but it's not the best. The Dark Iron Dwarf. It's Battle Cry. Give a minion +2 attack this turn. That's pretty good. They've nerfed this considerably. It used to be a 4/4 for 4 to cast that just gave a minion +2 attack straight out. That was overpowered. They nerfed it, and rightly so. It's still a good card though. Unfortunately, it's not hitting a spot which we're liking at the moment, because we've got enough 4, we've got enough 1. I really do need these 2s and 3s. We've got 2 2s, 2 3s. That's not looking good. This Raid Leader is never a bad card. We've got enough creatures probably to make it worthwhile now taking one. So yeah, we'll take that, because I need to fill that spot. Here we go. Look, this is the Elven Archer. It doesn't make it a good card. It's a 1/1 for 1 to cast that does that battle cry of dealer damage. So it doesn't actually make it a good card. It just makes it better than the other ones that deal a damage when they come out. It could be good to set off an Enrage. Unfortunately, I don't think I took any Enrage creature in the end anyway. So that's not going to be too useful. Plus, like I said, we're fine for 1 to cast cards for the moment. The Razorfen Hunter and another Lightspawn. Now, honestly, I'm not going to take a 3rd Lightspawn. It's a good card, but we've got enough of these middle cost creatures, and I've got 2 of them already. The Razorfen Hunter, it summons a 1/1 ball when you bring it out. So for 3 to cast, you basically get a 3/4 split over 2 creatures. It can't be silenced because it's a battle cry, there's no point. It's actually not bad. I'm going to take it because I need these 3 cost creatures. I would like to take a Lightspawn, to be honest, but we've got 2, so we don't need to. More epics. Ooh, so what have we got? The Molten Giant. Strange card. 20 mana. You can't cast it. You can only have a maximum of 10 mana. You can't cast it. That's why it has the card text. Costs 1 mana less for each damage your hero has taken. So if you're down you start at 30 health. If you're down to 20, this costs 10. You can play it. At 10 health, it costs nothing. You can put it out for free. It's an 8/8. It's not a bad card. It's It's relying on taking damage though, and frankly in a priest deck I'm going to be healing myself and everything else up quite a lot. I'm never going to take that damage, so it's not going to be much good. Alternatively, we have the Faceless Manipulator. It's battle cry, choose a minion and become a copy of it. That's really good. It's only a 3/3 on its own for 5 to cast, but it can become anything. It could become a Molten Giant. It could become a Stormwind Champion. It could become anything, and that's good. Here we have the Big Game Hunter. Battle cry of destroy a minion with 7 attack of 7 or more. That is as useful as the Mind Control, but more situationally, and also it's a lot less to cast because of that. Now, see, whereas the Mind Control just lets you take something, this lets you just destroy it. So either way, your opponent doesn't have it, and you're going to use a Mind Control on a big creature. Same as this, you have to use it on a big creature. It's good to have one because of, later games, they're going to pull out their big creature that they've been working up towards. You slap this down and say, goodbye, big creature. And it's 3, it's not right where we want it in the terms. This 5 would actually probably be better to round out the 5 cost creatures, but I do need more low cost. A lot of my low cost stuff is actually spells, and I do need more low cost creatures. This Big Game Hunter, it still packs a punch at 4/2. It still does his own damage, and for 3 to cast, that ain't bad. That makes a 3/3. That's not bad. And I've got these Power Word shields. We're going to take the Big Game Hunter. Okay, what do we have? Shadow Madness. It's a 4-cast spell, pre-spell. Gain control of an enemy minion with 3 or less attack until end of turn. It's not great, to be honest. You take it if you needed to, or if your other cards are not so great. But it's not a great card. It'll only let you take a very smaller creature, at least with a very low attack creature, and it's only until end of turn. You have to give it back. I mean, you can take it, run it into your enemy's taunt, destroy them both. That's good. But really, the chances of you actually pulling off anything useful with this are a lot less than other cards, so we're not going to take that probably. Alternatively, we've got the Wild Pyromancer. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to all minions. It's not bad. It's a 2 to cast, 3/2 for 2 to cast. That's fairly standard stats. It can be very good with a priest because he's going to deal damage, and then that's going to give me an opportunity to heal them, so they're not going to have taken that damage, but all the enemy minions will have done. Plus, it works with the Northshire Cleric, which I really would have liked to have another second one of by now. But you know, what can you do? This is random. It's a decent card. The Mana Addict is another 2 to cast. It's a 1/3. Whenever you cast a spell, gains +2 attack this turn. So if you were to say put on a Power World Shield, you could put it on that and it would become a 1/5, but then it would become 3/5 for the turn. And then if you were to say, not that you necessarily would, but you put the Inner Fire on that, it would double it up to 10. And it would become a... No, sorry, that wouldn't double it up. It would put it up to 5. So it would become a 5/5 plus the 2. It would become a 7/5. It's not a bad card. It makes people more scared of it than they really should be. I'm thinking it's one of these two, and I'm not entirely sure which. Which have we got? Do we need more damaging minions, or do we need more staying alive stuff? This is a priest. I can keep things alive. I really need to do damage. I think we'll take the Wild Pyromancer. It's a risk, but it's a risk I think is going to be worth taking. Especially as I have that Darkscale Healer as well. I can play a spell, use that, Darkscale Healer, get that health back on everything. That's great. We'll take it. Okay, we don't need to take a 4th Power World Shield. I was possibly silly taking 3, to be honest. A 4th would be crazy. Why I might take it, but probably not. Here we've got that Restore 4 health to all minions, Circular Healing. It's probably not... I'm still probably not going to take it. I might, but probably not. We've got the Mad Bomber here, though. The Battle Cry, deal 3 damage, randomly split between all other characters. Now, the Mad Bomber, you don't trust the Mad Bomber. You can't trust the Mad Bomber. His bombs can go anywhere. He can go in your face and kill your own minions. What you want to do is kill your enemy. Now, but what happens? He is a 2-cost, a low-cost, powerful minion. And if you can play him when you've got nothing else on the board, chances are he's going to hit the enemy more than you. So he's worth taking on that. And I think compared to the other choices of a great one we've already got 3 of, or a crap card I never really wanted to take, we'll have ourselves a Mad Bomber. Oh, here. Now, here's our only... I think this is the priest's only directly damaging spell. Holy Smite. Deals 2 damage. I think we did actually go with this through this before, about how good it was. In fact, yeah, we did have a choice of this earlier, and I passed it up because there was something I wanted even more. Now, this time, I don't think there is something I want even more. Acidic Swampoos is a brilliant card. 2 to cast, a 3/2. Again, very standard, but it's Battle Cry, destroy your opponent's weapon. It can screw somebody over. If they queen, especially if they queen into a weapon, to get it very early in the game, and you go, boof, where's your weapon gone? Oh dear, were you counting on that weapon? Oh, I'm sorry. Great card. I think we're filling out the 2-cost minions now, because most of our 2-cost is minions. Frostwolf Warlord, Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each other friendly minion on the battlefield. It's a 4/4 for 5 to cast. It can become hugely powerful, but we're not likely to be playing it out in a situation where we've got a lot of minions. I've got a lot of bigger minions, which I'm going to have basically 1 or 2 on at a time. So I don't need that. I think this is time we take the Holy Smite. There's another Holy Smite. There's that Direwolf Alpha. And a Scarlet Crusader. And a Scarlet Crusader, 3/1 for 3 to cast with a Divine Shield. It gives it an extra life. It actually makes it good because it can do decent damage, take that hit, pop its shield, and it can still survive. It will then go down quickly. but chances are they're going to have to run something else into it, and that's going to, whatever that else is going to die as well. You can often take out 2 creatures with this one creature, and it's a very reasonable cost to cast. The Direwolf Alpha, we said, is great. It actually works well with lower amounts of minions and things like the Raid Leader, because it only affects the ones next to it. And another Holy Smite. How many spells have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we've got down there 10. We've got 10 spells. We don't really want to take more than that, to be honest. That's getting close to what we want to max out on. So I think in this situation, to boost up these 2s a bit more, we'll take the Direwolf Alpha. It's given us another Holy Smite. It really wants me to take these Holy Smites. Unfortunately, it's put me up against 2 other cards which I also very much like. The Temple Enforcer. Battle Cry, give a minion plus 3 health, a friendly minion. It's a 6/6 for 6, which alone is probably worth playing. The Battle Cry, give that another minion 3 health. That's fantastic. This is a very good card. It's very expensive, and I have to say now I'm not so high up on the big costs compared to where I was. Another Ascension Shield Master, the old Tazdingo. We've gone through him. I wouldn't mind a second one of him. I honestly wouldn't. But I'm going to have to take the chance on that and take the Temple Enforcer because it's a great card. Oh, this is it. This is our last one. It's rares. Unfortunately, not another taunt. Got the Arcane Golem. It has 4/2 for 3. It has charge. It's Battle Cry. Give your opponent a mana crystal. This is a bad card. A universally bad card. There is not a single situation where giving your opponent an extra mana crystal is good. I mean, if you play it right near the end of the game when they've already got 10, so it doesn't matter, then it's not bad. It doesn't make it a good Battle Cry, but it's not bad. But the fact is, if you're playing this right at the end of the game, then you're in desperation anyway, because you should, by that point, have things like Temple Enforcers, Sunwalkers, and Stormwind Champions to put on the board. It's a terrible card. Never pick it. The Wild Pyromancer. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to all minions. We went through that, so it's not bad. We've got one. I don't know that we need a second one. If we were to probably take that over this one, the Imp Master, because at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to this minion and summon a 1/1 Imp. So basically, it's a 1/5, it becomes a 1/4 and you get an Imp. Then it becomes a 1/3 and you get another Imp. And then it becomes a 1, and so on until it dies. Now this actually can synergize quite well with a Priest, because you can keep healing it and it can keep putting out minions. Problem with that in the Wild Pyromancer is if you cast a spell while the Pyromancer's out, it does 1 damage and kills all the imps. But there's nothing to say you have to have them both out at the same time, and you could always run the Pyromancer into something and get it killed first. I think we'll take the Imp Master because it could be very useful with healing. So we'll do that, and that was our last card.
Now, challenge another arena player and see how your deck holds up.
I don't think my deck's going to hold up that brilliantly. It wasn't the greatest draw, but we might be okay. We ended up with 10 spells and 20 creatures. That's about the right ratio, but I'm not entirely sure I like the exact things we got. I would have wanted another Northshire Cleric, at least 1 more. 2 more, 3 more, I would have taken as many of those. Because, of course, normally you can only have 2 of any one card in your deck, apart from Legendaries, which you can only have 1 of. In Arena, though, if it gives you more, you can take them, which is why we've got 3 Power World Shields. I think we might be okay here. So we're going to move on and play some games. And welcome back, everybody that just skipped the way through. We're about to start. Let's play. See how many wins. We've got 3 losses. We can take 3 losses before it's game over. We're on to the 3rd loss. It's game over. We've got to try and get up to as many wins as possible. I'm going to play I'll play a couple of games now before I end this video. It's a long video, but if you were to skip through the draw, it wouldn't be that long at all. So we'll play some games. And hope that we don't just go 3 losses straight away. I think I should get through a game or 2. I say until this came out in open beta the other day, I haven't actually played it before, but I do watch other people on YouTube play. There is some great players, and I do sort of keep an eye, watch random battles from other people and stuff like that. I know what I'm doing in this game. And we have a worthy opponent, because you always have a worthy opponent. I wouldn't mind playing a Murloc for my first game.
You asked for it.
The light shall bring victory.
So what have we got here? Ooh, not great. 2 light spawns and a spellbreaker. 3 4-cost cards on the first turn. I will mulligan those. Take 3 completely different cards. It probably can't be worse. There's our Northshire Cleric. There's our Temple Enforcer. There's... oh, we are just... that is 2 parts of our super combo. We want that and want that. And we want the Inner Fire. If you get those 3 cards, you can make this a 6/6 on the second turn. And that's virtually unstoppable. There is nothing in the game, I don't think, that can kill a 6/6 on turn 2.
I must consider.
We'll play out the Northshire Cleric, of course. Now, I know he has nothing he can do to kill that. Summoning 2 0/2s with Taunt. Not great, because I can't damage this off of them. But, however, what I can do is this turn, hope, I can put these out and hope that the Mad Bomber doesn't completely kill this. And then next turn I can heal it and get a card draw off it. So here goes, Mad Bomber. Yes, I do. Oh, hits it once, hits it twice, and hits me. Oh, for...
Not quite what was planned.
Not quite what was planned at all, no. However, oh, screw it, we'll just hit that. He can now ping my Cleric with his ability. It will, however, mean that he can't do a lot else this turn. He's thinking about it. No. Yeah, he's going to coin into that. It does give him an extra +1 on that, I suppose. And he's going to kill my Cleric. Of course. That didn't go so well. What have I got here? The double a minion's health. I could have used that on my Cleric. Probably wouldn't have helped it too much. Oh, he's got these taunts to go through. I need to get through them. I'm going to have to just bash one of those down with my bomber, of course.
I must consider.
Now, if he wants to run... if he wants to run his Mana Worm into my bomber, that's fine. He can do that, kill them both. His Mana Worm can get extra attack, but not extra health. So that's never going to help him out. There's nothing else in my hand I want to play, I don't think. It's not worth playing it on him. I will heal myself.
I can't do that.
Oh, what do you mean I can't do that? And end turn. Let's see what this guy wants to do. Ah, I see. Now here we have... no, he's got... yeah, I thought he might run that into me. He's going to want to do damage to me because I can do a lot more damage to him otherwise. Now we've got a choice. We can bring out the Spellbreaker, and now mightn't be a bad time. I can play it. I can silence either this Wind Fury Worgen, which I don't know that I need to. There's nothing he can do to buff that up. And so if I run this into that, that will kill it. This can keep getting stronger and it could be scary. Right now they're both hiding behind that taunt, so it doesn't matter. If I don't hit that, it's not going to get its bonus. If I do hit it, I just have to hit it with something that will kill it straight out. I think we bring out our taunt and we silence that thing. Makes it fairly useless. And then of course we'll just knock down his taunt because we have to get through them. What's he got in store for me now? Yeah, he's going to hit that and then he's going to ping it. If he runs his Worgen, yeah, and kills them both, wipes the board. Fair enough. He wipes off my shitty creatures that I did not care about. Now, what do we have? What do we have? The Imp Master. I could flood the board with the Imp Master. He's got nothing out, so there's nothing he can attack with. I can bring out a taunt next time to stop him. I think for now, we're going to flood the board with imps. We'll start. So there's the Imp Master. I'm also going to heal myself because I've got the mana. And there we go. And there we go. Activates. I've now got... he can keep pinging off these imps, but it will keep spending his mana. And that's the whole point, is he will keep having to spend mana and not be able to play anything. As it is, he's played the Kodo. Oh, and he got the Imp Master rather than the Imp. That was lucky. That was very lucky for him. However, he spent 5 mana getting that Kodo out and didn't do anything else. So we're okay. What have I got here? I'm up to full health. I haven't got anything else going at the moment. I could start whittling him down, I think. I could take a little bit of damage. Alternatively, I can bring out that and double its health. That would stop him. Oh, he could polymorph it. He's a mage. Mages can polymorph. I'll bring this out. If he wants to polymorph it, fine. But for now, I'm going to bring that out. It's a 3/5, so it's not a bad creature. And that means that my cards and powers that restore health now deal damage instead. So I will hit 2 damage on that. I'm going to do 1 to his face. And that. If he wants to run his Kodo into it, the Kodo dies, that doesn't. It means he's going to have to spend more mana and more cards trying to kill it. If he wants to leave it, fine. But oh, he could just fireball it, of course. But that's a fireball wasted. There's no guarantee that he's going to get another one. And that's why I saved that, and I'm going to play... Yeah, we'll take the risk on this, because I've got the mana to spend. So we'll put out Ascension Shield Master. I'm going to give it extra health, because that gets me another card anyway. Gives me a Frostwolf Grunt. And I will heal myself.
Job's done.
And we're still about level pegging at the moment, I have to say. This is a bit of a tug-of-war game, but I've got the better creature on the field, by far. A 3/7 taunt against his 3/2 that has a battle cry it's used. Now, is he really gonna... He's gonna attack with both of those. That's fine. That just leaves him with his not great creature there. Now, what have I got? 8 mana. I've got enough. He's gonna have a hard time getting rid of any of this. So, I'm gonna double play again, I think. Play out that Frostwolf Grunt I don't like, because it's a taunt. He has to hit that first. Play out the Temple Enforcer and make that a 2/5 Frostwolf Grunt. His thing now dies and my Grunt doesn't, and I can heal it if it takes damage. Again, we're still very level, but I have in a much better position than he is board-wise. He's got more cards than me, though, and that's not great. Okay, so he's going to spell Cone of Cold. It's just going to freeze my minions. That's not going to help him get through that, because it means that now that they both die, they trade out. And he didn't even bother trading it out. Oh, we've got that mind control when we need it. What do I want to do, though? Do I bring out a 4/5 and restore the health of these? That mightn't be a bad idea. Alternatively, I could bring that out. I could double something's health. I could do but that and that. We'll do that. Restore the health of these 2 creatures. And I've still got 4 mana to play with. I can play this on... well, anything really, but I mean... I think I'm going to hold on to that for a turn, because I don't need it. He hasn't got the ability at the moment to kill anything of mine unless he doubles up creatures. There's nothing else I really need to do this turn. That freeze was slightly annoying. It's just slowed me down, though. It hasn't actually affected me. Again, he's going to start losing stuff. And I'm guessing the fact he's not taking out my creatures is because he's got nothing to replace them with. I'd imagine for the same reason he hasn't got any spells, because he's not plastering them out to activate this and flood the board. Okay, that doesn't kill anything. Gives him an extra one, but doesn't kill anything on my side of the board. It means that he's going to have to spend creatures taking out my board. Okay, that's fine. Now, what have I got? Razorfen Hunter. I could play both of these out, and that's probably not a bad idea. I am running through my cards a lot quicker than he is, but that's okay. So here's my Razorfen Hunter. Again, that summons out an extra 1/1. Pretty tat, but until that comes out on the board, and suddenly it's a 2/2. Everything's happier. Again, he's going to have severe difficulty taking out anything on my side of the board. He's going to polymorph that. Okay, there enough. That's his polymorph down. And is he going to... Okay, he's going to rush that. This actually does put him in a much better position than he was otherwise in.
My eyes are open.
This isn't looking great for me now. Okay, I've got another... He honestly, I don't think he has anything big. He's not played it. I can either destroy or take control of any of his things worth taking control of or destroying. I think I might take control of his priestess, or his teacher. Then he might think, oh, he's used his mind control, and then I can bring out his big creature and I will destroy it. That probably going to be the best play I can do right now. Take care of that. That's all I can do this turn. Let's see what he does, how he goes. Deal 3 damage and freeze it. He's going to run his that and something else into it. Oh, he's going to take that out. He's not going to give me the chance to enrage it. This thing, Gurubashi Berserker, it doesn't have enrage so much. It's whenever this minion takes damage, it gains +3 attack. It's kind of like enrage, but with this, if you heal it, it doesn't lose that extra attack. And so you can keep healing and healing and boosting it. If I had been offered one of those, I would have taken it, but I wasn't. That's not worth silencing because it was Battle Cry. This I don't want to silence because I want it to get stronger. What I'm going to do is heal myself because I don't have anything I want to play. And I don't have anything I want to play. Honestly, there's nothing that is worth playing. I'm actually just going to end my turn. He's in a better position here, but he's going to start having to spam through his cards now soon, I think, if he wants to try and take me down. Otherwise, I'll just keep healing. Oh, here we go. Mad Bomber. 2, 3. All straight back in his face. It did him no good. Oh, he's going to ping that. That's fine. He's going to hit me with that. That's fine. That's what I was expecting. Now, what can I do? Well, first of all, I can Shadow Word Death that. Now it's been boosted. That's what I was hoping he'd do. See ya. What else have I got here? Silence. That might be worth throwing the silence at that thing. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. He's a... Oh, no, he hasn't got a lot of stuff in his hand now, has he? I might have to want to hold on to that, actually. Definitely going to heal myself. And there's just nothing else I really want to do at the moment. I'm just pulling spells, and this is why I didn't want to put too many spells in the deck, but even so, at 1/3, I shouldn't be drawing this many spells with no minions. He's going to throw everything he's got at me, and rightly so. I've got nothing I can do about it.
Well played.
Oh, Pyroblast. No.
The light shall burn.
Fucking mages in their Pyroblasts. Well, that one didn't go so great. Sadly, this is the way of it. Sometimes you just don't draw cards you need. Okay, I get another quest. Sure, whatever. Get the damn things out of my face. Okay, we're going to play another game. That didn't go great, but like I said, sometimes you just need creatures and you just draw all your spells for no reason. And I haven't got an excessive amount of spells in there. I deliberately kept from having an excessive amount of spells in there. So that's just one of those things. We'll see how this one goes. I'm feeling more confident against the Paladin, that's for sure. Okay, we've got... Wow, we're going second. We don't want the Stormwind, and we don't want the Shadow Form. Not right now, anyway. These two we'll keep hold of because they can actually be useful. What I want is some low-cost creatures. And I didn't get my low-cost creatures. That's not great. I did get my Venture Co-Mercenary. That could be very useful. Well, there's a big game hunter, but again, not what I want first turn. He's got a 0-4 in the field. Nothing I can do about it. Nothing I want to do about it. End turn. He can't attack with it. It's just a crappy taunt that just sits there. 3/2 Fairy Dragon. That's something that I'm more inclined to deal with. And as I don't have anything else, we'll just take out his fairy. Oh no, I can't, can I? It can't be. That's the, of course, it's a fairy dragon. Can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Slightly annoying. Very annoying, in fact. But I've got that. I could see. I can coin into a big game hunter, but it's not worth the effort. I'm better off just holding on to my cards and my coin and playing for time. He's going to hit me 3 this time. He's got a Harvest Golem. Say though, with all the 2-cost stuff I've got in here, I'm not really picking it up. Okay, so we'll bring out the boar. The hunter and the boar, of course. And let's see. That will kill that and they both die. That won't kill that. That will also die from either of these and won't kill it. There's not really worth beating it up. This golem gets an extra golem when it dies. I think I'm going to hold off again. He's not done much damage to me yet. I don't see any real reason to panic.
Let the pain speak.
Okay, act like pain. When it takes damage, you draw a card. Okay, so they double up. Yeah, you could have done... Really? See, that's slightly odd. Right, so now we've got some cards, some stuff we can start playing with. Okay, I've got my Direwolf Alpha. That will give these things a nice buff and let me kill some stuff. That's probably going to be my best bet right now. That'll also leave me some mana. Right, so first up, Direwolf Alpha is a must. In between those two to buff them both. The boar is going to take out... Oh yeah, minion with taunt. My bad. What are we going to do about the minion with taunt? What we can do... I didn't really want to use my Holy Smite on that, but we might need to at some point soon. What I can do is take... Yeah, is smash that thing with that. deal some Holy Smite to it. I don't really want to use that on that. Take out his main damage source. I've got 1 mana left. Let's give that to that. And end turn. So that's a 2/4 wolf. That's going to be a lot harder for him to kill now. And I got a grunt. There's his taunt. Fine by me. He's going to trade them out, you see. And he still gets another one back. Again, fine by me. He'll get... No, he's just going to go straight for me. And put out a Silverhand Recruit. So this guy's got a fair amount of taunt. It has, well, at least what he's played so far has been a fair amount of taunt. Right, well, I've got my own taunt. A big one. And there's not a lot he can do. He can't just take it straight out, I'm pretty sure. I could alternatively go for the Venture Co Mercenary and give it extra health. And it'll get an extra thing. I think right now we're going to play out what we can before we play out the Venture Co Mercenary. That does sound like the better idea. So we'll play out the coin, gives us an extra mana this turn. Then we'll play out the taunt. And we can hit his bear. My thing won't die, but it brings his bear down to somewhere that could die pretty soon. I'm looking in a slightly better position here. I've got more cards than him. I've got probably a better board generally. He's got more health. So he's going to freeze that, so I can't attack. But that's just going to knock out his taunt. He's going to run half his board into this if he wants to kill it. In fact, he's going to have to run pretty much his entire board into it to kill it. He knows this. Yeah, he knows. So, now we're in a fun position. Now, we still can't make use of that very well at the moment, so there's no point. I do have another taunt I could play out on the field. But there's no point, because he could take it down. What I can do, play out the Venture Co Mercenary, and give it an extra 2 health. So that would be a 7/8. There's not a lot he can do about that. That might be the best idea, and then keep the wolf. He's going to be in trouble, I think, with this. We're going to do that.
You gotta be kidding me!
And our Wild Pyromancer. I can attack straight through his creatures to him. And he's in trouble. I've got an 8/8 and a 5/5. And the 5/5 is a taunt. So he's going to have to give it +3 attack. Why did he give that +3 attack? What are you... Right, so why did you change its attack up and then down? He just wasted one of his own cards that he could have put to much better use. Odd. He did, however, just hit me for a few times with some fairly crappy low-cost stuff. I want to get rid of this Venture Co Mercenary now because it's not doing me any good. Typically. That's just not going to help me at all, is it? So, let's see. What can I do to get rid of it? Not a lot. I can start taking out his damage cards. Which will be fine. I can double something's health, which I don't much care about. I'm going to start plowing this mercenary into things, start taking out cards.
How you doing?
I don't care if it dies. I'm not going to bother with... Actually, I can put out the grunt. He's got nothing... He'd have to run 2 creatures into it to kill it, but it's going to cost me 5 to put it out. But it is a taunt. And that leaves me... Yeah, okay.
What you want?
And I can double its health, which makes it a lot harder to kill. And I'll play through that. See what he's got. The Beast is 9/7 for 6 to cast. Summon a 3/3 Finkel. So when it dies, it summons a creature for me.
Mind if I roll need?
That's... See, he's just run everything into that, and it still hasn't actually taken out my taunt, which is fine because it means he has to run that into that, or he can run the gnome into it, which he's not going to do because I'm going to do that. Give him a card, I don't care, but it means that he has to run that into that. Alternatively, no, I haven't got enough mana for it yet, have I? So what can I put out this turn? Let's see. Not much point healing anything up because he's only got one creature on the field anyway, and I don't care if he kills my stuff. 9s. I can afford that. Oh, shall we play the big game hunter? Bye bye. And I have a 3/3 Finkeline Horn. Hey Finkeline Horn, how you doing? So I'm in a much better position than he is now, that's for sure. Oh, and he's just giving it up. He knows that I've got him. That was his play, and it didn't work. So there we go. Well, we won that. That's good. That was a win. That was going to be a win. I'm pretty sure of that. It just saved me the trouble of having to go through the end of it. However, I've got 1 win and 1 loss on the board. Not as good as I'd hoped, but better than I feared. I will now stop this video here because I've actually been... It's an hour and 10 minutes video. Although if you take out the draw, that's half an hour of that gone. I hope you watched the draw because, well, I'd like to think I know a little bit about this game, even if I'm not an expert. And maybe anybody who is even less experienced at it than me might have found out some things which were helpful. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed this, people. We'll pick this up in the next episode. Hopefully I won't be in quite so much pain. That was making it difficult to make some decisions there because this does kind of hurt. It'd be funny if you could see me holding my wrist up off of the table to try and keep it in a more comfortable position while I play this. Because of course it's my right wrist, and of course I use my mouse with my right hand. That's just typical. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a problem. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you for more Hearthstone next time. Goodbye.